You are experiencing the ladies of Femme, Noire, only on Advent Sports Network.
6 a.m. Getting out of bed again. Can't get back in, 'cause sleep ain't gonna pay the rent. Day to day, they got you working like a slave, taking credit for the work you gave, and stealing your raise. But
Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. This is Femme Noire. We're back. Yay. We're really excited tonight because we're going to have a little bit of a different segment tonight. We have some very talented women within our group, and one of the women in particular is a doctor. And so we thought, let's have a recurring segment called Ask the Doctor. So Carmen's going to give us a little bit of detail about her and her profession, and we'll start with that. Carm?
Hey guys, thanks Amber. So, yes, I'm a doctor. Back to you, Amber.
Carmen, we were hoping for a little bit more information than you're a doctor. Are you a PhD? Are you an MD? Are you a DPT? What are you, Carmen? Let us know.
I am an MD, and I am completing my training in family medicine in June of this year. I think I have about 10 weeks left total, not that I'm counting or anything. My particular passion is preventive medicine, so if we can keep you from getting sick, that is ideal. And if you get sick, I don't have a practice. I want to, with a holistic approach, bring you back to health. And if it's such that, there's a terminal disease or, we're talking about a really morbid condition where coming back to health is not foreseeable, then quality of life is also one of my passions. So I thank God for, the opportunities that He's provided me. I rely on Him heavily, understanding that, we know a lot with regards to science and medicine, but it's only a short or a small amount in terms of the information that's out there. And as God reveals to me, I try to apply it to my practice. So I'm also a Christian.
Well, we always enjoy the fact that you're not only a Christian, but you're a Christian physician, which is awesome. And for me, I personally enjoy the fact that you are a physician who, believes not only in treating with medicine, but also with interventions, whether it be through healthy living or wellness or whatever else, that you believe in that too. Because, sometimes we hear doctors who are kind of just into medicine and pushing drugs and whatever else. And so it's refreshing to hear someone with your, perspective. So we're going to go ahead and start this Ask the Doctor segment. And I am going to shoot it to Porsche. Porsche, do you have a question for the doctor?
I do have a question. I have lots of questions for you, doctor. And I'm going to start with this question. So I know that a lot of us, or all of us in our group, are really striving to be health conscious and working out, and we check in and hold each other accountable. And so I've been noticing that it's a big deal to have a little waist and a big booty, and so people are into the squats and all of that, but definitely into these things called waist trainers. And so I wanted to know, from a physician's point of view, if a woman's going to wear a waist trainer, what should we be aware of, or what should they be aware of health-wise?
Yeah, I think Joe Mix-a-Lot really, really said it best when he said, when a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. And I think that really took off, that mentality took off, and women nowadays want that small waist and big booty. You get waist trainers, corsets, butt implants, and it's all very weird. So going to waist trainers and corsets, there's a reason why they fell out of favor in the Renaissance period of France and Europe, because women couldn't breathe. They were getting pneumonia. Their intestines were becoming ischemic, meaning the blood flow was cut off to their guts, and that's not good.
Wow.
And we're seeing the same things now. Now, you know, if you're wearing a waist trainer for a one-time event, there's still some risks involved, but there are women that are wearing them, you know, every day. They're literally, you know, attempting to train their waist, and that's not what's happening. You may see a smaller waist, but you really don't know what's going on the inside of your stomach. When you have such a constrictive garment on, when you breathe, your lungs are not able to expand to their full capacity. And when they're not able to expand to their full capacity, you're not able to fully aerate or get lungs to the uttermost parts of your lung field. And sometimes that can cause infection.
Wow.
And you are wearing such a restrictive and constrictive garment around your waist. Your pancreas, your stomach, your intestines, your liver, you know, they all have to go somewhere. And so they're pretty much running into each other. And what's happening is the blood vessels that feed those vital organs, they are getting squeezed such that they're not able to provide oxygen and nutrients to those vital organs. And after a certain amount of time, like if you imagine squeezing your finger really tight, what's going to happen? It's going to turn red and it's going to turn purple. And if, you know, you were to do it for an indefinite amount of time, it'll become gangrenous and fall off. And that's essentially what's going on in the inside. So punchline is, it's not good. It's not good, especially in the long term. It's not healthy. If you want the tight waist, then, you know, anything worth having is worth working for, and anything worth anything and worth something that looks good and is coveted after. If you find a deal and it's a quick fix, then usually it's not going to be the healthiest option for you.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Difference? I'm sorry. Can you discuss between waist trainers that you just discussed and something that a postpartum woman would wear?
Yeah, so like belly bands, these are things that they're different from waist trainers in that belly bands, especially for women who have had C-sections, but any woman that has recently been pregnant and given birth, their abdominal muscles have been stretched, you know, for the course of 10 months. They've been stretched. And like a rubber band, you know, anything that's chronically stretched will either not fully return to its contracted position or will take time to become fully retracted. And what the belly band does is it kind of operates as, I guess the best way I can describe it is like an exoskeleton, meaning you have the shell that's on the outside rather than on the inside. So it works, in short, like an external rectus abdominis or abdominal muscle. And so it's not, you know, trying to shape your waist or shape your hips, but it's keeping your stomach more contracted, rather your abdominal muscles more contracted as you continue to breastfeed and go back to your workout regimen and lose the weight. It's not meant to be worn indefinitely. And again, it's not necessarily for cosmetic purposes, but to assist your own body's process in getting your abdominal muscles back into shape.
Janelle, you had a question?
Yeah, since we were talking about weight loss, so pretty much you said I should throw out the 3 waist trainers that I have. Okay, got that. But what is the least amount of calories I can eat without going into starvation mode, but that'll help me lose weight?
That's a good question, and the answer is I don't know. It varies from person to person. On average, okay, so there are a couple ways of looking at this. First of all, your body burns calories just by being alive. That's called your basal metabolic rate. And each person's basal metabolic rate is different. On average, it's about 2,000 for a woman and about 3,000 for a male. And this is calories. And when we talk about weight loss, you would need to lose about a net of 1,300 calories in order to lose 1 pound. And so if your basal metabolic rate is 2,000 on average, and you're eating 3,000 calories a day, then you've got a net gain of 1,000. And if you continue to do that every single day, then slowly you'll gain weight. If you eat closer to your metabolic rate, your basal metabolic rate, then you'll note that you kind of maintain your weight. But if you, first of all, eat less than your basal metabolic rate, or you eat less than your basal metabolic rate plus your metabolic rate if you are also exercising, if you eat fewer calories than that amount, then you'll slowly start to lose weight. Does that make sense? I feel like I've been doing a lot of math in the last minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're breathing, when your heart is beating, when you are breathing, when you are, going to work, getting angry, all of these body processes burn calories. And that amounts to about 2,000, by doing nothing. This is not including exercise. If you exercise, you can actually burn more calories. But you need to have a net loss of 1,300 calories in order to lose 1 pound. So the total amount of, your body's metabolic rate, the metabolic rate of you exercising, and the calories that you intake, if your net calories is a gain, like you ate more than you burned, then you'll gain weight. If you ate less than you burned, then you'll lose weight.
Okay. Thanks.
I feel like I didn't help at all.
Somebody out there listening understood what you said. So that's fine.
All right, Lee. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. This one is for the women listening out there. I want to know, what do you think of, or have you heard of, and if so, what do you think of vagina steaming or any other procedures or processes that have to do with cleansing or the vagina or anything like that?
Oh, boy. Okay. So the girls are groaning because we've had this conversation on group chat before, and I'll give one of you girls $10 if you know what my favorite phrase is for this.
I'm thinking. I'm not sure what to say.
So people are always doing things to try and help the vagina. The vagina doesn't need your help, ladies. God gave it to us. It knows what to do. It harvests the right balance of natural bacteria. Yes, your vagina has bacteria. It's natural. It harvests the correct balance of yeast. Yes, your vagina has yeast. It's supposed to have yeast. It's supposed to have bacteria. This is what helps maintain its pH balance, or, the acid-base balance. When you do things to the vagina that are not meant to be done, the vagina didn't ask for your help. When you do things like douche or clean it on the inside with soap or steam it, which it's not broccoli. You don't need to steam your vagina. You run the risk of throwing off your pH balance, and then, either the bacteria is going to outgrow the yeast, or the yeast is going to outgrow the bacteria. And then, yes, you're going to have to go to the doctor and get help for your vagina. But as it stands, the vagina does what it needs to do. All you have to do is just clean on the outside. Clean on the outside. I know, someone's great auntie or grandmother told you to, put a squeegee full of vinegar in there but no. And then on a more serious note, I don't know if some of you guys heard about the recent controversy with was it Johnson and Johnson? I can't remember. It was one of the brands that sells after shower powder. And there's so many, especially in the Black community, Black women who grew up believing that you needed to deodorize the vagina by putting after shower powder either directly on the vagina or in the panties, using panty liners or something. And that after shower powder contains a product called talc, which has been known to be a carcinogen. It can cause cancer, and so women are developing ovarian cancer for this long-term use of using this after shower powder for, again, trying to help the vagina. The vagina is not supposed to smell like a meadow. It's not. Your mouth doesn't smell like a meadow. Your ears don't smell like a meadow. Your armpits don't smell like a meadow. Well, they could, but so I'll remove the armpits. Nobody wants to smell that. But your vagina doesn't need to smell like a meadow. And when you're putting these harsh chemicals, perfumes, powders in it to remove the natural scent of your womanhood, then you're running the risk of getting infections. So that's all I have to say about that. Stop douching, girl.
You heard her. You heard her, ladies. She said, and men, you can tell your ladies this too. The vagina does not need help. She said it several times. The vagina does not need help. All right. And with that, we'll be back after this commercial break. This is Femme Noire on Advent Sports Network.
Shakeups at ESPN, NFL draft news, and more coming up on the ASN News Flash.
In 49 BC, Julius Caesar led an army over the Rubicon River from Gaul into northern Italy. By doing so, he crossed the point of no return and declaration of war against the Roman Empire. Centuries later, you are listening to Jeremy Winston reach his point of no return only on Advent Sports, The Rubicon.
This is Portia Vanderhorst.
Hello, and you are listening to Janelle Phillips. This is Tiffany Glover of Femme Noire.
I am one of the lovely ladies from Femme Noire,
one of the Heavenly Seven from Femme Noire, and you are listening to Advent Sports Network,
your new favorite show on the Advent Sports Network.
I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. Miss Universe 2015 is...
You are experiencing the ladies of Femme Noire, only on Advent Sports Network.
And we're back. All right. This is our Ask the Doctor segment on Femme Noire. Okay, I actually have a question. I know that the women in this group, we all have mothers who look awesome, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one where I've been walking somewhere with my mom, and then I happen to call her mom, and somebody's like, "What? That's your mother? Shut up. I thought you were..." And so I just wanted to ask the question that we hear the phrase all the time, but is it true that black doesn't crack?
Yeah, yeah, your mother looks amazing, Amber, and Aunt Janice, Portia and Charlicia's mom is just, and my mother, it's amazing, and I pray that I can age as well as they do. So the examples I will give are Cicely Tyson, Angela Bassett, Tina Turner, Ruby Dee. It looks like they're lying about their ages. It's like God told them to age. God said, you are going to be 70 years old. And they laughed at him and said, no, God, I'm going to be 40 for 30 years. And it really does defy logic sometimes. I love it. I love being black. as it pertains to the adage "Black don't crack," there is actually some science to it. There are some studies that look at melanin, which is the substance that is found in skin that determines the pigmentation. So people that have high levels of melanin are more brown skinned. People have less melanin are more fair skinned. Melanin is considered to be a protective component of the skin. It can help the DNA of your skin cells. It can help prevent it from breaking down, which is what aging is. It's the breakdown of the DNA in your cells. So the natural process of skin or any sort of cell in the body is that the DNA over time will get degraded, break down, and that's why you see the wrinkles, the thinner skin, the sunspots, age spots, things like that. Melanin is thought to be a protective factor. Now, it's not superhuman. It's not, what's the term? Invincible against the sun. And the sun is what causes the DNA damage of the skin cells. It's not invincible against sun rays or UV rays, which is why even brown skin and dark skinned persons, whenever you're going to be out in the sun, you should be wearing some sort of sunscreen. And it's recommended that even if you aren't going on a weekend beach trip, even if you're just going out to your car to commute to work, you should at least put a moisturizing sunscreen on your face and the tips of your ears, because that's what's exposed to the sun most of the time. But the melanin is thought to inhibit the UV rays from damaging the DNA of skin cells. So that's why you see, that's one of the thoughts as to why you see Black people not aging as quickly as some fairer-skinned people, even some fairer-skinned Black people, because when you have fewer amounts of melanin in the skin, then you have fewer barriers to the sun rays.
So basically you're saying I need to slather my children with sunscreen. Got it.
Yes, because they are light-skinned.
Amber, can I jump in and ask Carmen something really quick?
Sure.
Thank you for that answer about the sun and Black don't crack. I wanted to just double back. Before the break, really quick, we were talking about the vagina. And I wanted to say that maybe some people could think you were like vagina shaming. Because, and know that, and shaming is real to people. And so some of those things aren't necessarily dangerous or wrong that people are doing. So is there a something that people can do if they feel like they have to do something to their vagina?
Absolutely. And it's not vagina shaming. I love all, all vaginas are equal. All vaginas matter.
Yes, they do.
And I have to see them often in clinic. So and I see what women are doing. And they're killing me because they're doing things that aren't helping. What you can do if you want to, I guess, have the most fragrant or least odorous vagina in a natural way that doesn't involve, shoving soap up there or douching or using perfumes or powders and stuff, you should, watch your diet. Stay hydrated. You should be drinking copious amounts of water, limiting the amount of soda, alcohol, fast foods, fried foods, fatty foods, things like that. You want to increase your fresh fruits and vegetables, and these will allow your vagina to achieve its natural level of greatness.
You're on the ticket with Advent Sports Network, home of the Rubicon, Femme Noire, and the Lange J Radio Show.
Hello, this is Jasmine Kennedy with Advent Sports Network's News Flash. Notable names are leaving ESPN this summer. Mike Tirico, the voice of Monday Night Football's play-by-play, is reportedly leaving the network. Tirico, who has been with ESPN for 25 years and is featured on a myriad of radio and television programs, is reportedly leaving to join NBC. ESPN also reports that Skip Bayless of the number one rated ESPN2 show, First Take, has decided to leave the network when his contract expires at the end of August. His last First Take appearance will be the day after the NBA Finals. Bayless is expected to join former ESPN executive and creator of First Take, Jamie Horowitz, who is now president of Fox Sports National Network. ABC Disney announced that Hall of Fame defensive end Michael Strahan's last day on live will be May 13th, earlier than previously announced. In hockey, the Stanley Cup playoffs continue with the New York Islanders advancing to play the Tampa Bay Lightning after a double overtime Game 6 win against the Florida Panthers. The Washington Capitals also advanced to play the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the St. Louis Blues face the Dallas Stars in round 2. The conference semifinals of the NBA playoffs are also shaping up, with the San Antonio Spurs facing the OKC Thunder, while the other Western Conference matchup will feature Golden State and the winner of the Clippers and Trailblazers series. The Cleveland Cavaliers have plenty of time to rest while they await the winner of the Hawks and Celtics series in the East. In football news, the Oakland Raiders explore a move to Las Vegas. But the top story comes from Chicago, the site of this year's NFL Draft, where quarterback Jared Goff of the University of California was drafted number 1 by the Los Angeles Rams. The Philadelphia Eagles took quarterback Carson Wentz of North Dakota State at number 2, and the San Diego Chargers get defensive end Joey Bosa of the Ohio State University at number 3. Once again, this is Jasmine Kennedy with Advent Sports Network's News Flash, your home of Femme Noire and the Lance J Radio Show.
The Q-double-E is the reason I must be myself. What else? Well, fame hasn't got me souped up, selling out sloppy or poppy. There's so much to live for. Therefore, here's more from a woman. All woman, keep your rumors to yourself. The overblown, homegrown, non-known fools who never shown proof, let alone own.
All right, Janelle, do you have another question for the doctor?
Sure, let me go light. Carmen, who do you want to give mouth to mouth?
Mouth, is that mouth with a TH or a mouth with a F? Because it's a difference.
Both. Tell us both.
Since we are in the blackest year of all time, I'm going to go with mouth to mouth.
Okay.
Who do you want to give mouth to mouth?
Okay, so I'm not saying that I hope Aldous Hodge goes into cardiac arrest. I'm not saying I want that to happen. I want him to stay, healthy. But if he were to stop breathing, then I probably would not use my mouth guard when I do mouth to mouth. I'm just saying.
Who did you say?
Aldous Hodge. That's Noah from Underground. And he also used to play on, what was that? What's that that show he used to play on, that thief show? He was really good on that one, too. Yeah.
It was one where they were like spies or fighting or something of that sort. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would bring him back. I would bring him back to life, definitely.
That's unfortunate because I'm already there giving him mouth to mouth just in case.
can't with you girls. I can't. I have to keep all my comments to myself because this is live and my husband listens. So.
Hey, Sarah, hot out there. I do have another question, and this goes for just protocol and how we should approach our physicians, on during standard appointments and even just during emergency or sick appointments. What are some things, like the biggest pet peeves that doctors face with their patients and when their patients come in to see them?
I think before I answer that question, I want to just clarify. I think there's a misconception that physicians don't like to answer questions, or that we become frustrated if a patient or a parent comes in saying, "Oh, I heard this. Is it true or not?" And I will, as I've told you girls before, nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, we wish that patients would ask more questions rather than basing or making health decisions based on what they've read on Google, on the Googler, or mommy blogs, or conspiracy theory, naturalistic, holistic websites. Not that there's anything wrong with naturopathy or holistic medicine. I wish that we could work together more with naturopath doctors, holistic medicine doctors, to come with a comprehensive plan. So it's nothing against naturopathy, but, one has to understand that when things aren't regulated in terms of there's no science behind it, it's all anecdotal, you don't know safety or efficacy of different things, then, sometimes you want to, refrain from truly going down that route. So that's the first question. That's the first thing I would say. We like the questions. Please include your doctor in the stuff that you've read. That being said, one of my pet peeves is when a patient comes in and tells me what they learned from Google and tells me what I need to do in response to, the research that they've done. And that's what they say. I've done my research. And that's good, but if you were able to, prescribe your own medication, then you would have gone to medical school. You wouldn't need to come and see me because you could do that for yourself. It's the same way when you don't know what's going on with your car and you take it to the mechanic. You don't tell them, I need you to fix the carburetor. Because what are you talking about? You don't know. Let's go through an evidence-based approach, patient-centered evidence-based approach that goes through, the process of finding out what's wrong and what the best way is to fix it. So that's the first thing, coming in and telling the doctor what to do. Lying to the doctor. Why are you lying? Why are you always lying? I don't understand. I don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in. I don't communicate with your parole officer. I don't have, the only vested interest I have is in your health, and I can't do my job if you're lying. I told the girls a story about one time I was doing a shift in the emergency room, and the patient was coming down from a high, and I said, what drugs do you take? Oh no, I don't use any drugs. He's clearly coming down from a high. I'm looking at his eyes; they're every which way. He's trembling everywhere, and he's still, no, I don't use drugs. And then some crack fell out of his pocket onto the floor, and I said, Sir, is this your crack that just fell onto the floor? And he's like, it's not my crack, it's the crack of a friend. And I said, okay, well, will we find this friend's crack in your urine? Turns out, yes, the friend's crack was also in his urine. So it's, what if I were to have given him an antidote for something else that would have had a negative consequence because he didn't take that drug, he took, something else. It's not worth your while or in your best interest to lie to the doctor. So please stop lying.
But it might be my friend's crack.
Yes, but your friends, if you're smoking your friend's crack, it might as well be yours. You know what I'm saying? If your friend's crack is in your body, then it's the same thing as if it's your crack in your body. Crack does not discriminate.
Carmen, you don't need to tell about the time I visited your office and the crack fell out my pocket.
I wasn't going to. I de-identified the person in the story.
Well, I felt exposed.
I told you it was Portia's crack.
It was Portia's crack. It's always Portia's crack. I think we have one more question for the doctor for this segment.
Okay. I'll ask this, and then if anybody wants to add to this question, feel free. Carmen, you love your mom, right?
I don't like set-up questions.
Do you love your mom?
Yes, I love my mother.
Your dad?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Your brother?
Mm-hmm.
Your sister-in-law?
Yes, I love my sister-in-law.
Everybody. What if you were told, what if the Obamas said, Carmen, we want you to come to be our personal physician and also to be a part of our health platform, our main health person for whatever we're doing after the office. The only caveat is that you cannot contact those 4 people again.
Bye. So I feel like the love that I have for my family should cover the time that I am not available for them, you know? Because if it can, then it's not real love, right? Then it's not real love.
So Uncle Ted, Auntie Bev, Chris, and V, what I guess we need to know is how much do you love Carmen? Well played, Carmen.
They would leave me, too. They would leave me. One of them would probably kill me and stand in my place and say that they are Dr. Carmen Robinson. Oh, with y'all.
You got that right.
You know what, though? Honestly, because Aunt Bev, she loves all of them so much, I really feel like she'd be like, Carmen, do not call me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't email me. Don't do nothing. Go take care of my mother. I really see her saying for real.
Yeah. And especially, is it Michelle's maiden name Robinson, and Grandma Robinson is?
They are.
And
we came from the same slave plantation in South Carolina.
Y'all are family. Great.
Yes, we are. I've been trying to call Michelle Obama, but I have the wrong number.
I'm sure you do.
Meet her at Soul Cycle.
Well, we greatly enjoyed this Ask the Doctor segment. I hope that you all enjoyed it as well. We want to thank our own resident doctor, Dr. Carmen Robinson, for helping us with our questions. And if you have any questions, please email us at Femme Noire Speaks. That is FEMMENOIRESPEAKS. Woo! That was a lot of letters. At gmail.com. And we will be sure to get back to you. And we are going to do this Ask the Doctor segment again. So if you have any of those questions, you can definitely shoot them our way. Again, we thank you so much for listening. We appreciate all of our listeners. We cannot wait to hear from you all. And until then, have a wonderful and blessed week. We love you. Bye.
Femme Noire is primarily taped within the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area and mixed at Advent Sports Network's downtown Seattle studio. If you would like to directly contact the ladies, have creative show ideas, or have interest in becoming a network advertising sponsor, please email femnoirespeaks@gmail.com. This program is copyrighted by Advent Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any use of the images, audio descriptions, or accounts of the following broadcast without the express written permission of the CEO or Executive Vice President of Advent Sports Network is strictly prohibited. I am very serious. Thou shalt not steal.
Is there an underlying discord between you and I? Is there something? What can we do to continue to have peace? Because I don't want to have to lights all up, because I love having you on the ticket, and I don't want you to leave the ticket. So let me know what's going on. Let's have a family chat on air here.
I think that was a pretty close paraphrase. I think what my words were, we got the $20 bill, we coming for Advent Sports Network. We coming for it. So it's different. I don't really delve into slang or idioms, but I felt that particular opportunity was a great moment to do that. I thought it'd be appropriate to use vernacular. I think it would be unwise to make veiled or unveiled cuts towards Femme Noire. I think you'll find that our village and our supporters are quite strong. So you wanna stay on our good side.
Have you ever seen the show Breaking Bad?
I saw like 5 episodes. The first 5 episodes.
Well, so you don't know. Have you ever seen The Wire?
I have seen The Wire.
Did you see season 4, which is my favorite season with the kids?
Oh, yeah, I did.
So just remember, as we go forward, I'm the Avon Barksdale. I'm Marlo Stanfield. I'm the Kingpin. I'm Stringer Bell. At this point, you guys are like Randy the Snitch selling
oh my
Kit
goodness
to the 6th graders. Now you're moving up in the chain, and you can move up. But at this point, you're at Randy the Snitch status. So maybe next year you'll be moving up to where Michael, where he was running the streets with Chris, and then you move up to Bodie and move up. But right now we're at Randy the Snitch status. So
I see.
Well,
you remember what happened?
Together.
You remember what happened to Stringer Bell though?
You're on the ticket with Advent Sports Network, home of the Rubicon, Femme Noire, and the Lange J Radio Show. You're on the ticket with Advent Sports Network, home of the Rubicon, Femme Noire, and the Lange J